भारतीय रेल, ये शब्द जब भी हम सुनते हैं दिमाग में एक तस्वीर सी छप जाती है। स्टेशनों की गंदगी, साफ सफाई में लापरवाही, कॉकरोच युक्त पैंट्रियाँ, पीने की पानी की अव्यवस्था, इत्यादि इत्यादि। हमें आज इस तस्वीर को मिल के बदलना है। हमें अपनी कार्य प्रणाली को ISO 14001 के अनुसार लागू करना है। आइए हम सब देखें कि ISO 14001 के रिक्वायरमेंट्स क्या हैं तथा कैसे उसका हम सब पालन करेंगे। मेरा आप सबसे अनुरोध है कि आप वीडियो में बताई गई बातों को समझें, वीडियो को अंत तक देखें और इन बातों को लागू भी करें। Now, we are going to discuss how to fulfill the requirements of ISO 14001-2015. First of all, keep this in your mind that ISO 14001 is not anything new. It's all about keeping our environment neat and clean, preserving our natural resources, making our workplace excellent, disposing waste in a prescribed manner, saving water and electricity, and preparation of emergency response in case of fire, electric shock, etc. These are the basic requirements in which we have to keep working in order to be certified. The requirements of EMS is stated in para 4 to para 10. Now, coming to the requirements. In para 4, there are 4 sub-clauses in which if only we focus on para 4.2 and para 4.3, then most of the requirements will be completed. Para 4.2 talks about needs and expectation of interested parties. A passenger will always expect this from railways, that they are provided with a clean, safe and timely service. Similarly, interested parties like legal authorities, expectation, compliance to legal norms. Interested parties like our employers, expectation, training of EMS. Coming to para 4.3, it's regarding scope. The proposed scope may be, for example, to provide safe, secure railway services and passenger facility with a neat, clean and green railway station. In this way, the requirements of para 4 is fulfilled. Coming to para 5, we have to show our commitment to work for EMS. A team of 4 to 5% including all departments should be framed. They will be responsible for EMS implementation in their department and as well as validation of its implementation in other department. As per para 5.2, we have to make an EMS policy. Environmental policy of railway station. We will establish, maintain and continually improve the performance of environmental management system at railway station. We will comply with all appliance legislation, regulation and corporate requirements related to train passengers boarding and deboarding. We will set EMS objectives and targets to continually improve our environmental performance. In para 6, we have to do 2 things. One, to identify risk and other to define environmental objectives. Now, what are risks? For an interested party like passenger, risk to their expectation will be a dirty workplace, land contamination, poor services. For legal authorities, notice and fine. And for an employee, unawareness. To eliminate these risks, we have to frame EMS objectives. The EMS objectives are 1. To maintain eco-friendly environment. 2. Reduction in energy consumption. 3. Reduction in water consumption. And 4. To provide training of EMS time to time. For achieving the objectives, we have to choose targets also. Provision of indoor plants, cleaning with good quality chemicals, reduction of energy and water in terms of percentage, and there should be one training program in every 6 months by external experts. In para 7, we have to do a lot for EMS implementation. We have to provide resources, we have to provide training, we have to make people aware regarding EMS, and we have to provide documented information regarding WI, manual procedure, etc. All the requirements of documented information are to be maintained under this para. This para is very important. In para 8, emergency, following events are identified as potential emergency situation. Example, fire hazard, oil leakage, electric shock. For fire hazard, we may take many steps. Inform the security, use the fire extinguisher, put off the main switch if it is an electric fire, and we also need to inform district fire officer, state fire services, hospital, ambulance, etc. The phone number of outside agencies are kept on display at our railway station, officer chambers, waiting hall, etc. Like that, emergency action plan in case of oil spillage and electric shock should be documented for proposed action in case of any need. After that, the requirements of this para 8 is completed. Para 9 is related to internal audit and management review meeting. Para 10 has 3 sub-para and it is for improvement of our system. All para of EMS are related to each other. Now, let us see that in brief. In para 4, we have identified our EMS, interested parties, and defined our scope. In para 5, we have assigned responsibilities and defined our EMS policy. In para 6, we have planned our action, we have identified our risk, and defined our objectives. In para 7, we have taken various action as per para 4, 5 and 6. In para 8, we have identified our emergency plan. Now, at para 9, we validate our action. With para 9.2, we conduct internal audit. If any gap is found, then we record that as non-conformative as per para 10.2. All the audit findings and NCs are reviewed in management review meeting with para 9.3. After that, in para 10.3, we review it for our continual improvement. For example, Mr. X is a railway employee working in SM office. During an audit by certification body, an auditor asked him to explain about EMS policy. He was unaware about this. An NC is booked under para 7.3. Now, in para 10.2, the root cause of his unawareness will be reviewed. As per para 9.3 in MRM, this audit finding will be discussed. The root cause identified that the official has just joined to this location. He was not posted during the training session of EMS policy. Then, corrective action may be that a training program will be organized for all such employees so that corrective action will be taken. The proposed preventive action may be that such training program will be organized at interval of every 8 months so that in any audit such situation may not hamper. The main purpose of EMS is to show our responsibility towards our environment and well-being of all our employees. We should keep our station neat and clean, making plantation a duty. We must spot indoor plants around our workplace. This improves air quality. For housekeeping, there should be usage of a good quality chemical. Water and electricity should be used vigilantly. Now, the core issue that need to be addressed is disposing waste properly. Wet waste in green, dry waste in blue, e-waste through an approved vendor. And let this not be limited to awareness and expression, but actual implementation on ground level. Together as a team, we could change the sad picture I addressed in the beginning of this video. Thanks for listening.